Hello and welcome, everyone. You guys are tuning in to House of Spiritual Vibes Radio here on Zoom, joining us live on YouTube. Just to let everybody know that we will be reading you guys here in the comments. So if you guys would like to participate in today's show, you can go ahead and feel free to chat in the comment section here on our channel. So today's show is going to be hoodoo. We're going to be, root work, actually. Root work. We're going to be discussing root work, some hoodoo also, because root work is very tied with hoodoo. And we are also going to be discussing protection for women. So today is going to be a very special show. We're just a couple days away from Mother's Day. So we wanted to do a show that incorporated moms, women in general. And bringing you guys today's show is your host, Nina Soul, myself, and our favorite lovely sister Bruja co-host, Cass La Sassy Bruja, and Chimo.
Hey.
Hey.
Are we recording?
No. Recording?
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
We are?
Yeah, we're live. Why, we're not live?
I don't see it.
Oh my God. I hope we're live. I hope I didn't. Yes, right here. Rebecca's here. Desert Sirens here. They say hello. Is it on the right channel? Yeah, we're on the right channel. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dragons here. Yeah.
Okay. I don't see the little icon.
Oh, yeah. We are here. We
sometimes we do see it. Yeah.
Right? Sometimes we see it, right? Okay. We're live.
Hello.
We're
live. Yeah, it threw us off a little bit because we missed last week's show, So I know myself, it was like, oh, we gotta get back into that one day, it kind of does something.
Yeah.
Missing a day really does something to you. Yeah, so this is gonna be a DIY show. So you guys are gonna be seeing us crafting while we're gonna be whistling while we work.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna be doing some form. Well, mine is gonna be like a back to sender protection. So I'm gonna be working on this, and I'm working on a gree ball. So my gree ball, it's not painted yet. I'm gonna be painting it. I still gotta pop my balloon. But I did this yesterday. I started working on this yesterday, and I have colored strings sticking out. I have red and blue. Very symbolic for the intentions I'm going for. What are you guys going to be crafting?
I'm going to be making, I have my Oshun satchel that I carry in the car.
Nice.
Protection. So I'm just going to refresh it. I'm going to put it in a bigger bag. Gold is your color.
Oh, that's pretty.
Gold. And then Manny doesn't have one, so I'm going to make one for Manny. I got him blue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Be doing that. Yeah.
Well, me, I'm gonna be serving ounces. I'm gonna be serving.
just call her Chimo Snow White.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
For me, I was gonna think I was initially gonna do like a floor sweep.
Yeah,
I love doing floor sweep. But I think a part of today's show and protecting women and women protecting other women, I'm gonna do something where it's going to actually be for outside.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, something that you can lay in your property.
That'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was kind of, because the gree ball. So the gree balls, you leave them in the doorway for 3 months, and then you would bury them in the yard. So that's what that's kind of what I was going for too. Like, as far as like, I don't know, it's something about burying your spells around your property that just really, right? It's like, I don't know, it's just something about it.
There is.
Yeah. So we're getting close to Mother's Day, and I know that that's kind of why we picked our topic to be women, like about, protection for women. I thought this was a very good this was going to be a really good discussion, because it's like there's so many things out there when it comes to being, women, that we have to make sure that we're aware of, or that we're protecting ourselves from. And I feel like discussing today's show will actually help a lot of women get some ideas of things that they could do, because you don't just want to spiritually and energetically, I mean, these gree balls and witchcraft is really powerful for protection, but you also want to think about too, like on the physical side, because living in the city, and when I was in Chicago, it was like, those were things that you had to constantly be like prepared
Mm-hmm.
for something that happened. I feel like Chicago just sets you up for a different type of lifestyle.
Does.
Right? It's just like, I don't know, like it's like a training in itself living in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So even like, and adding some mojo into your vehicle when you're traveling from home to work, like it really does help. It really helps so much that you know sometimes certain experiences happen. I'll talk about one myself, because I actually need to make a mojo bag for my vehicle. I had one on my last vehicle, but I recently got a new one. But I had a mojo bag that I kept in that vehicle, that I'm telling you, it helped me to avoid so many big car accidents that,
Mm-hmm.
like, just would have been, I mean, there was one, I was on my way home from Q4 one night, and my show, I think it was in like winter, or it was in winter or fall, but it was already dark by the time I was on my way home. And Q4 is like, it's pretty
Yeah,
far from Melrose Park.
yeah.
So going from Q4 to and the drive was, it was a long drive, and there was a stoplight. Like, I was getting close to a stoplight, but there was like something that kind of like slowed me down from passing that light versus staying at that stoplight. So right when, like, if I would have been a minute earlier and that light wouldn't have been red, there was a drunk driver that came like flying down the road and ended up crashing into a stoplight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like it was just crazy. It's like that's when like there was like some type of divine intervention. Is like
Mm-hmm.
when that, just that little bit of time just gave me enough to miss that green light. And normally I'd be like, oh, trying to hurry up and get home, like a fucking red light.
Right.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I was so grateful for that red light. I was like, oh my gosh, like, because I seen it all happen. I was like, I would have been like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
just crazy. Yeah. So I mean, mojo bags really do help. And if you're a mother that you drive your kids to school, or to, whatever it is that you're doing, you want to protect your vehicle, have some protection over your home, your car, your purse.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of like, people won't think about like doing stuff, you know what I mean, for like a sister, a mother, you know what I mean,
Right.
grandmother,
Mhm.
even maybe even like taking items from each person, you know what I mean, that of a woman figure in your life that you want to, protect, and like take something from them, a brooch, a pen,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
quarter. Like these are little simple things when it comes to like root working as well, you know what I mean? Like just simple small things that you need that you can, man, you could pack a powerful punch with that shit, you know what I mean?
Even
Just
some of the food that you're cooking with there, you know what I mean? You're
Mm-hmm.
making a meal with your mom or your sister, and let's say you're making beans or rice, you take a little bit of that and incorporate it into a little mojo bag.
mhm,
Ginger. Ginger's really good. I think ginger is
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Yeah.
good ingredients.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's one of my ingredients.
Oh, is it?
Hmm. I love a ginger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
ginger root is really nice. It
that
makes a
ginger
really
real
good.
good.
It
That could do
makes a
so many.
really good doll baby.
Mhm.
Hmm.
You get a ginger and like make it like because it has like different you could cut the like break the ones off to make it look like a shape of a person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
right
Ginger
there,
root is like that
look at
too.
that. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
like very, very rooty, you know. It's a root itself. Ginger's
Yeah.
a, it is a root, you know.
Yeah.
Good for healing. So like
Yes.
if you're feeling really ill, if you want to warm up your body, you know, because a part of root work is healing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole point of what root work is. It's a form of healing, you know, the physical and the aura and your spiritual body, you know. So it's like if you want to warm up your body, you know what I mean, on a cold day. My dad would always boil ginger, lemon, and pepper,
Mm.
and he would take that with him when he would go fishing, when he would go ice fishing. And what it would do is that it would help him also like keep the lungs free from congestion and phlegm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So, oh yeah, I ginger, smelling ginger at 3, 4 in the morning, that was a regular in my
I
house.
think ginger tea is really good for anybody who's like a smoker, for anybody who smokes regularly, like
Mhm.
to, you know, put it into your routine to maybe have some ginger tea like once a week, at least like a
Mhm.
really strong ginger tea. I don't know,
Yeah.
some people I love ginger tea. I like grating the ginger and then boiling it for a while, then you run it through a strainer and you add some like sweetened condensed milk. Mmm,
Ooh,
Oh,
it's really good.
I like that one. Ooh, okay.
Yeah. It makes
Mm.
like the ginger tea a little like I don't know, it's like I don't know, it's really good. It's sweet but like a little creamy a little bit, but not I don't
Oh,
know, not
a
creamy.
little kick to it. I like
Yeah.
it. And you know, people use it in their dishes and stuff like that, you know, but
Mhm.
a part of the whole, you know, root work thing, it is mainly about, you know, healing the body and healing the soul, and um it's about what you have,
yeah.
all about what
It's all
you.
about what you have. And you know, and that's why also too we've been discussing a lot the things that we've naturally found in our yard.
Mhm.
And with root work and it being stemming from Africa, and like that was how our ancestors were, is that you know they didn't have shops that they could go to. No, they looked to see what they had in their own yard, what they had in their gardens, what was
Mhm.
growing around them. And also I had read that when there's any type of sickness or illness going around, like you know, cough or flu or allergies or anything like that, whatever is your remedy is what's growing around you.
Mm.
That's what remedies you from your whatever illness you have. So I love that root work and like herbalism is like so tied, you know, and working with different roots too, because John the Conqueror is really good for conquering obstacles. It's really good for abundance and prosperity and success. But also if you get like you get John the Conqueror root from like a good source. Again, don't, you know, I don't want you guys to like go and buy this root somewhere and then boil it thinking you can drink it. And
Right.
you know, it's you want to make sure that you get it from a source that is reputable, that you know, hold on, let me make you big, that you know that it's something that you can digest, because not every when you go to a store and buy a root, it doesn't mean that you can make it into tea.
Yeah.
Or even with sage bundles too, because I do know that you can drink sage tea.
Right.
But if you don't want to go to you know, a earthbound, get a sage bundle and go ahead and brew it into a tea, because you don't know where earthbound, they could have got it from a wholesaler or, you know, a warehouse, and it's not something that you would want to go ahead and make a tea out of. But John the Conqueror is a really good root to make tea for digestion. If you're having trouble going, you can make some tea out of John the Conqueror root and you drink it, and it helps you to, it's a natural laxative.
Mm, interesting. I never knew you could drink it. I just use it
Yeah,
in
it
a
doesn't.
like in a magical
Taste the way
aspect,
it
like
smells, I would imagine.
ugh.
Yeah. All right. Right.
Yeah. And then, but you know how you can so you can grind up these roots into fine powders. You can make so much shit. You can
Mm-hmm.
either like you said, grind up these fry them out with a little grinder, and you get little bits of pieces, you know. Or you can buy it at the store and get it ground up, you know. John the Con,
Mm-hmm.
that's another one. It comes in a ball form, right? But if you want to grind it up into like a powder, like a ball, you can pop, you know what I'm saying, the root, and then you can easily
It's really hard. It's really
it's
hard to do. I've gone through a NutriBullet grinding down
yeah.
John the Conqueror powder for
Wow.
people. Yeah, because people love the powder. I mean, there's so much you can do with the powder. You can make an incense, and it's cheaper when you grind it. When you use the whole root, the roots could cost anywhere from, depending on the size, they could cost anywhere from $5 to $20
Yeah.
depending on the size, even more. If it's a big ass John the Conqueror root, you're gonna pay about $30. It's
Right.
expensive. They don't come cheap, but at the same time, they're so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a John the Conqueror root that's still working to this day and has been working ever since 6, 7 years ago. It's still potent.
Look at that.
So when you invest like that, just know that your money is gonna, even with lodestones too, you keep feeding them and you take care of them. Lodestones can last you a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
But you can break root, you can do a John the Conqueror powder, and that shit is so amazing.
Yeah.
Adding to your incense blends, making incense cones, just adding it to that.
Mm-hmm. I like that turquoise color.
Right?
I
I was
do.
telling Cass, I said I've been
Yeah.
on like these like this is like it's a turquoise color, but I've been really attracted to pastel colors, or like colors like these unicorn looking colors.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
These gay ass colors.
This
It's a really pretty color.
Oh my
you know,
god.
thought that women have came so far. Like thinking of the evolution of a woman from what it was back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Mm.
And then here we are at fucking 2021. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, the milestones that we fought for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And still fighting to this day, too. Still fighting to this day, because protection for women, we still have to consider our lost women, our women who are lost. You know what I mean? Our women who have been kidnapped, you know what I mean? Taken away and things like that. And like, it's like when I think of those things that do happen, because sometimes, like, if we don't live in a certain state, or if we don't live like in a certain city or in a certain county, and we hear things and we're like, really? That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But just the thought to see how far we have came, you know what I mean? That's fucking amazing. I think that's like how much the men still hate on us women. Y'all
Mm.
can't do it like us. No.
Yeah. They used to tell us to shut the fuck up. Now we don't now we don't shut the fuck up for shit. Oh my god.
But no, it's just amazing though, because it's just
Yeah.
like looking back and thinking it, and even the way it was back then is still harsh and horrible. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing, and we still have a lot more to go. As women, we do a lot. We do a
Oh my
lot.
God.
Oh my God.
We do the man's job. Well, what used to be back in the day, what used to be the man's job. Now we're doing all of it. We still holding down the house. We still running businesses or we're, whatever it is that we're doing, earning a living,
Mm-hmm.
contributing, and
Yep.
still holding down the household.
Hmm. And it's like, a lot of times, like people will say, like, let's say for a housewife, right? The funny thing is, like, people who know me, and I'd be like, I just want to be a housewife. They do this. Who you? I'm like, yes, bitch. What?
That's that's my dream job.
I used to, you know what? Hold on, though. I used to say that, and I'm gonna talk from experience. I'm just talking. Okay, from my experience, that used to be what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and then I realized when I was no longer happy, I was stuck.
Yeah.
I was stuck there because that's what I wanted. I got what I wanted, but then I also left myself to have to deal with things that if I would have had my shit together on my own, I wouldn't have sat there and dealt for so long. I would have been up out of there, like, or even too, like, and that's the thing is that, I feel like women kind of have it in our nature, and I'm not going to say all women, but a lot of women have it in our nature to feel like we need to be in a relationship, or
Mhm.
we need to be with somebody, but then we also think like, oh, I want to be a housewife, I just want to be a mom. But then when things are no longer going right, it's like so many of us get stuck in relationships or stuck dealing with things that we shouldn't have to deal with. But
Mhm.
also too, because sometimes, and I do this where I've kind of get into like, I have a way of being able to think like a man. And I'm
Right.
thinking like he's doing this because he knows that he can, because he knows that I can't do shit because I've depended. I'm the housewife.
Well,
So. Mhm.
about you know what they say? It's the man is the head, but the man is the neck, but the women are the head that turns. Am I saying that quote right?
I
That
don't
saying?
even know, but if I had to pick, they got to be that neck because that's the I was like,
Men
if I'm gonna make the
are the
story, we're the
head that
head.
Yeah, we're like the supporter. We're like the supporter.
I don't think. I feel like we're the intelligent ones.
we are.
I
Okay,
feel like they're the muscle that needs to move behind the brain because it's shit. And pretty soon, if they don't get it together, they go be on their own.
They're gonna be on their own.
That's all I'm saying. But that's why too is that we give them a little bit of power from my experience, I've given past relationships power to be
Mhm.
able to um treat me not to my standards, to how I deserve and how I know I want to be treated, because they are the ones that have that power over, well, you can't do anything, you can't go anywhere anyway. So I'm just saying is that if it comes like y'all got long marriages, y'all are somewhere else. I'm just speaking from a beginners. Like, I'm talking to all y'all beginners out there because Kaz and Chimo, they good. Like their man ain't going nowhere.
No.
But everybody else, don't get into a relationship thinking, oh, I just want to be a housewife and get taken care of. Like Kaz and Chimo, they're good. Their relationships are solid. Like
I'm ready.
that's
Yeah.
it. But once you hit that, when do you feel like what? I think like 8 years of marriage, 10 years of marriage, or like how many years do you feel it's for a woman to feel
Mhm.
okay? I feel
I don't
comfortable.
know. For me, it all depends on how, like, can you honestly look at your other person and say, I'm good if I don't work? Like, that person, like, you feel that security.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're looking at that person, you're like, mm,
Sketchy. Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's what I was doing. I think I did that. I recognize that look. I was
Yeah,
like,
like I can look at him and be like, you know what, if I were to like stop working and just, be a housewife, maybe do, my stuff on the side,
Mm-hmm.
but like stop working at I think like I would be confident in our relationship that things will be taken care of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not in the back of my mind like, damn, I gotta stash this 20. I gotta stash this,
I had to create a whole new
yeah.
whole fucking
Like if you
plan.
you think like, damn, I gotta stash some money. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you still have that type of mentality, like as a woman, where you're just not, where there's no stability there, there's no comfort there, there's no protection there, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And most important, there's no love and self-love there. You know what
And
I mean?
yeah, and that takes time to get that too. Like you
Mhm.
can't just like that takes time to get that, I
It
feel.
takes time to get there, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like even, women, wives, girlfriends, long-term relationships, steady-term relationships, whatever it is, like as women, don't we always, tend to sometimes do a little something, something to protect your union,
Oh yeah.
your,
Mm-hmm.
like if your child or your husband or your wife get sick, as women, we are nurturing, you know what I mean? So what are we quick to do? We're quick to heal them. We're quick
Yeah.
to protect them from illness and sickness and things like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, we weren't able to do those type of things. Everything had to be still in secrecy, just like what Rootwork had to be done in secrecy too, at least the origin of where it does come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things
Yeah.
have to become in secrecy and shit like that. So I don't know. I just think it's like it's a really big step from where we are in the past to how uh, the movement of women had just evolved, and it's beautiful because now we're in a day and age where we're a lot more open, because now we have trans women, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest, I respect the trans women coming into this world too, because to me, you're a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, a biological woman, sometimes they can't naturally have babies. You're gonna tell them that they're not a real woman?
Right.
Can't say that about a trans woman. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like we weren't. Can you imagine having to come out? You know what I mean? As a lesbian, as a trans woman, back in 1960s. The fuck? It's bad enough people are having a hard time now in 2021. Imagínate back then, you know. Our voices have been very loud. Our voices have been heard throughout the years and centuries that just passed on.
Mhm.
And I think right now a lot of people tend to fear that because now we're just like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Don't take no shit. Don't take no shit from
Um,
nobody.
no, from nobody, from nobody. So let's see. Are
yeah.
we gonna start these DIYs?
Girl, I've been started. I'm letting
Oh,
my paint dry.
I've been coming in and out just collecting stuff as I go so I can sit down and so when you sit down and then something comes to you like, oh yeah, I forgot about this.
oh,
Yeah.
I hate those moments. I'd be like, "Fuck, I gotta go get it now."
Yeah, that's when inspiration touches you.
That's where it touches
Where
you.
where it gently caresses the side of your cheek.
It gently goes.
It's like, bitch, go get that thing.
Like it's something I told you.
Ay, Dios mío. That's funny.
Yeah. So,
Any comments? Do we got any comments?
uh
Real quick.
let me see. Okay, we have Koya said, yeah, it's like enforcing your house like Hogwarts.
Oh,
Desert Siren said, over here, I got my conceal and carry next to my protection
I
sachet
know
in my
that's
purse.
right.
For
There
the
you go.
car, For the car, I have evil eye talisman in front and back of the car. I also have protection spray for inside the car and spray on the tires before a trip, especially a long road trip.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
nice.
nice.
That is
Having like a
nice.
little kit is really nice, like a car kit. Um, with things that you need. Let's see. Mary Jane said, hello, beautiful ladies and everyone. Hello, gorgeous cuz.
Hi.
Let's see. Koya said that women who were gay got sent to the crazy houses.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Send me to the crazy house now, bitch. No, just
Gay
playing. Not playing, but
as
not
fuck.
playing.
Oh my
Like, tell
god.
that shit now.
And I'm over here like I'm gay as fuck.
Sorry, but not sorry. You know, go
Damn,
ahead, bitch. Send me to the crazy house.
I'd be locked up in there.
Watch what happens. Be
Oh
like, I'll take all them bitches out. Not just like.
oh my god.
Like, you sure you want to lock me in here with a whole lot of women?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Oh my god.
Be like, you just gave me a vacation, bitch. Like,
It makes me wonder because my mom was having a conversation with my grandma. Like, my mom was telling her, she's like, I wonder how come we got so many gay people in our family. Like, is there like if there's a gay gene? I wonder if I don't think there is, but it's like it is interesting when you look at, if like for anybody that has a family that, like I have, cousins and aunts and
yeah,
it's like
exactly. I have cousins. I have aunts.
right.
Same bloodline. And you know what I mean? So it's
Uh-huh.
why wouldn't they? I mean, they're two spirits, right? They're called two spirit peoples, right? People who
Yeah.
carry two spirit people. So why wouldn't it be?
Right.
I always
That's
thought it is.
interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
interesting.
thought it is for sure.
Let's see. What do we got for comments? Ah, everybody, there's crickets. There's crickets in the
Nobody-
comments.
They're probably just listening to what we
Yeah,
say.
they're just listening. Yeah, so my gree ball is still drying.
Okay. Do you want me to go first, Karen?
Yeah, because I'm still writing stuff down.
So what I'm gonna do is, so as a mother, as a wife,
Mm-hmm.
and as a woman who, I run myself very fucking well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, why not? Let's do something that's gonna settle and bring that protection into your casa, into your home. Can you guys see? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we love to garden? We love to garden and these cute little pebbles, you right, you know, in front of our homes and things like that. You know what I mean? So this is something that you're gonna place around your home to protect your home, because as women, whether you're a stay-at-home wife, okay, or you are a working woman, it does not matter. Um, let me move you up. We work hard for our shit. Okay? We work extremely hard to get what we want, get how we want it, and protect it. You know what I mean? So you grab I got these little rocks that we have in the front, you know what I mean? Like, your little garden bed, whatever. Okay. So rocks are good for grounding. Okay. These are nice little river rocks. Like if you're like redoing your front lawn or something, you can get like these really nice river rocks, that you lay in front of your home. There's certain ways that you can definitely cleanse them. Like for an example, I have some smoke right here, so you can easily just cleanse them like that. Or you can submerge all your rocks in some a nice good mixture of wonderful waters of your choice. I like to see at the machos for this, okay? And you just let them soak, you know what I mean? And you can just cleanse them out and charge them like that. So in here, I do have some tierra. Trágame tierra, cabrona. You know me. I always get like this. The dirt. So you can use your own dirt, your house, your own home house dirt. There's nothing wrong with using your own. That is your property. That is what you work hard for. That's all you. You know what I mean? I wouldn't recommend. I mean, that's on you. You work your magic. You work your magic how you want to do it. But I wouldn't put too much like graveyard dirt on it. You know what I mean? I prefer something like this to be used like your property dirt. Okay. So I'm gonna put this in here just like so, right? And I do have ginger, which we already talked about. Ginger is a really good root for a lot of protection work. Okay. It is of that fire element, so
Sis,
you're kind
sis,
of putting
sis.
uh
For a second, I thought you said, I know you said ginger, but I thought you said ganja. I was like, oh my God, what you about to? I was like, shit, this is gonna be good.
so
Go ahead.
yeah, baby. So I did dry up ginger. Okay. Now when you get your ginger and you're gonna work with that ginger and you get that ginger fresh and whole, like this is work. Root work. Put in work, okay? Talk to that damn ginger as you're cutting it, you know what I'm saying? As you're drying it. Work with that ginger, you know what I mean, before it gets to this type of stage. And even when it does get to this dry stage, still work with it. Okay, still work with it. So I'm gonna put in the ginger because you're creating that wall of protection, right?
Mhm.
And this is coming along. You guys are gonna see what I'm finna do. I'm gonna be like, bitch. And it's so funny because we'll get there when we get there. I'm also gonna add in some powdered ginger, okay? Because I want this powdered ginger to mix in with the tierra. Tráigame tierra. That's how I want bitches to feel. Oh my God, tráigame tierra. Oh my God. Yeah, bitch. Does anybody remember these? So remember we did our Thanksgiving or, I forgot the title of that one. And I did Yuka. I did Yuka
Mhm.
and I saved my Yuka sheddings. The skin. Yuka is good for love. Yuka is good for protection as well. Okay. So that I already put in my intention for the Yuka um, shedding that I want. So that's already been done. All right. Oh my God, you guys, do you know how long it took me to get this motherfucker right here? Does anybody, well, no, does anybody? You guys already know what it is. You already see the skin. This is onion roots, baby.
Yeah, I see it with the hairy nipple.
This is the hairy nipple. Okay. This is a hairy nipple. I've been having this. Yeah, I've been collecting. Let me tell you something.
I've been collecting nipple hair for the
Let me,
last.
this bitch has been collecting nipple hair for the past 3 okay. I would go to the store and I would go to the produce section. And this is whatever. This is just how I work. And because I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm bringing to the table, I know when I'm going to present what I'm going to present. So guess what? Every time I go get this nipple hair, I'm grabbing it from each onion. I would have one onion and the rest of the bag would look like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I had people looking at the bag like, the fuck is in there? Bitch, we picked it up. mind,
Mind your business. That's what it is.
mind your business. Anywho, so I'm gonna put in all of my onion, purple onion roots. I'm
Damn,
not
sis, so you
gonna
were
put
just
in
at the grocery store pulling nipple hairs?
Yeah,
all
right.
day, bitch. I
And then
was
she
in
puts it in the
That's
all
dedication.
day.
Don't nobody say nothing to Chimo.
Onion nipple hairs, just pulling it like a good amount for what I need.
pocket.
Let me tell you something. I was like, man, I'm already tired of eating fucking purple onion, but I needed it.
Mhm.
So, anywho, I've been having this. I was working on this motherfucker right here. So, onion roots. Don't cut your onion roots. Don't throw that shit away. That is the magical part of the onion in itself as well. Um, and there's different varieties of onion. I'm not gonna get into it because we did do a class on onions. But however, onion roots. This is something again. This is why I love root work because simplicity is at its fucking finest. And everything comes together. It's just for me, it works very well. I love a simple yet nice little kick to what the hell I'm doing, you know? So these are my ingredients. Okay. So now I'm going to get your hands dirty. Get inside that motherfucker. Okay. You know what? Here, how about this? Because I ain't afraid. Shit. It's my house. It's my fucking home. Get in there and mix everything together. Why do you want to mix everything together like this? Well, because when this is done and this is all said, nicely mixed, I got myself a nice little candle that I'm gonna put this bad boy on. But look what it does. It mixes everything up. Everything in this blend to protect your home. Okay. Everything is biodegradable except for your rocks. And that's fine because this is a part of Earth. Okay. Everything else is biodegradable. Everything. The roots are biodegradable. Your ginger is biodegradable. Your onion peel is biodegradable. Your dirt is also a part of Earth. And this is a part of what root work is. It is the earth. It is working with her. It is showing gratitude towards her. And you will be amazed that when you work with earth roots, um, the outcome of the work that you're doing is just so much better. You know, I find it to be so much, it's just refreshing, you know, it really is. Because you're getting to know more about who Mother Earth is and the roots and the fruits that she provides for us, you know.
Yeah.
So I got this nice little blend right here. It looks messy, but guess what? When I grab this, right, and I say what I gotta say as a prayer or whatever, and I throw this around my front lawn, let's say where my garden is at, right? Everything else like this flies away. But you know what that does? That spreads your spell out more further out into your home. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now that this is nice and combined, yeah, this looks like a fucking bird's nest. But guess what? It's outside. So who is going to even notice that? Who's going to notice these little roots? that you put your intention to, you charge them to do what you want them to do. Cool. You know, we live in a city where rats and raccoons go in the fucking garbage. So seeing a skin or onion skin, that's not nothing uncommon because we know these little critters like to go in there and eat. You know what I mean? So you put everything now in your bag or in your bowl. You know what I mean? And this is where, you know, you can start your intention, start your chants, start saying what you want to say. What is the purpose? Always know every spell has a purpose. And before you start that spell, you need a purpose for it. You just can't start a spell because I'm bored today. No, bitch, it's not that. No, you have a purpose. There's a purpose for every spell. But I like this one because you know, this is so discreet. This is nothing to where people are gonna be like, oh, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? No, you could put this literally like that and dump it around in the perimeter of your home. And as the wind starts blowing and taking things out, these things, these roots right here will spread out into your property. You will be amazed how much this little can cover, you know? So try doing something like, especially if you have that front yard, backyard, side gangway garden, things like that. And again, who would think of a rock? Who would think of a river rock? Nobody. You know what I mean? Utilize what you have, utilize what you have around, and work with your roots. You'd be amazed what these little buggers can do, you know. And then, like again, like I said, it would probably be right here like that when I'm done with this. You know what I mean? To give it what I need to give it, you know, because I always still do work with things like this. You know what I mean? But it's a simple DIY spell that you can do for your home to protect the outside of your home. And if you want to take it a step further, you grab 4 stones or these river rocks or lava rocks, whatever rocks you get, right? You grab 4 of them only and you place it on the 4 corners of your home. And you're able to protect the inside and out. So that's my DIY. Ninja.
That's nice.
Thank you.
And then you can just like be casually walking in your yard with a handful. I do that all the time with herbs that I just take and, you know, instead of with my spell work, you don't throw it out. Well, I don't throw it out. I'll take it and I'll walk around the yard or depending on what it is, or just throw it, you know, on my doorstep.
Mm-hmm. All the time. All the time. But I like working with the rocks because, you know, when we start gardening and we get into like those rocks and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put those rocks to work, you know what I mean? Because it's still a nice grounding energy too. You know, this is to protect your home, you know, but you can protect yeah, that grounds your energy in your home. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's not so hostile or anything. Like it's your home's always grounded, you know? You feel very protected. Yeah, I wouldn't use graveyard dirt though because I'm not gonna have no muertos coming over here. No, no,
Yeah, goes over here.
no, no, no,
I
no, no,
think
no.
I think
Because
what I would
if you're already working with muertos, you know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? You don't want to keep inviting. You
You
want to
want
keep
to
an eye
keep
on
inviting?
them. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
You know.
I think something that I would use, which is one of the ingredients I'm gonna use in mine, is red brick red brick dust. So get some red brick or some you can add some cinnamon,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Those are good options. Or patchouli. Patchouli is a good substitute for graveyard dirt. Has
Yeah.
like the intention, but it doesn't have the like Chimo
Yeah.
said.
It doesn't have the pull.
Yeah, it
Not the recommended
doesn't have the
pull,
people.
the people that find that pull. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So that is mine. So that's all it is,
love it.
pretty much.
It's so pretty.
This is pretty.
It's simple.
Uh-huh.
What I love. It's just really simple. It's very discreet, you
Yeah.
know. And think about it. You know how when people say, "Who the fuck do you think you are throwing stones at a glass house, bitch?"
Yeah.
You can't throw stones in this fucking house because I got a lot of stones that are gonna get thrown back at you.
Right.
You know? So yes, that is mine. Simple, simple. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Cass, are you gonna be ready, sis? Are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I can go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refresh my I guess I would say my mojo bag. Um and then I'm gonna make one for my husband for when he travels. So clear these out. And so what I did, I took the other herbs out, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put them in my hand and thank them for their energy and for protecting me, what I programmed them to do. And then I'll release them out to the back. So what I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna do his bag first. Well, I'll probably do it at the same time. Open it up. So I'm gonna start with the herbs. So since this is gonna be in the car, it's more so for traveling. He does a lot of traveling for work. So I want to keep him protected. And just like anybody who drives to work or to school or whatever, you always have the traffic jam early in the morning and at night, at evening, and then road rage sets in for some of us. So um I want to be able to help his mind be calmed um when he's driving. So I got chamomile. So I'm gonna put some chamomile in the bags to help calm him down or calm the situation down, whatever it is. And to bring have the car filled with tranquility. You don't need a whole lot. I'm just gonna do maybe like a little bit each. But knowing me, I'll probably like stuff the bag. I don't know. The fatter the better, right? Calm and tranquility. Smash some of them up for the smell. Then I'm gonna stick some lavender. Lavender is also good for calming and for healing of the mind and the spirit, and it's also good for psychic protections because sometimes with people out there driving or just coming in contact from people from work, and um sometimes they may not like what you tell them, especially in his position. Um, And, you know, especially when you walk away from certain people, they like to throw what we call envidias, or they talk behind your back, you know, like, oh, I just finished talking to so and so and can't believe he told me this. And so this is really good for psychic protection and the healing, you know, from him having to deal with so many people throughout the day. This is really good aura healer and energy healer. Okay, so then I'm gonna put some jasmine flowers in there. Jasmine is really good for attracting good luck, and it's also good for relaxation. It's also good for psychic protection. Oh, this is smelling so good already. Throw some more in there. You can see already how it's starting to look all mixed up in there. Now you could put these, you could use any type of bag. I know traditional hoodoo practice, they would use shirts, like flannel shirts or pieces of clothing from the people that they wanted to protect. If you don't want no one seeing what's inside of it, you can use like a solid bag. Sometimes the ones that if you buy jewelry, it comes like in that velvety type bag. Any bag that you have is really good. Piece of cloth you could cut and sew up into, you know, a small rectangle. I'm gonna also use bay leaves. Bay leaves is good for protection, also good against psychic attacks. It dispels negative energies and entities and instills harmony. So when he gets in that car, it's going to be a peaceful ride home. Anything negative that try to attach itself to him will not be allowed in the car or around the vicinity of the car. And then my next one is cinnamon. So I'll probably break this whole thing in half. Throw the little bits in there. Yep, get the chunks in there. So I'll take it and just spread it. I like to break it so it can release the natural oils of that herb. And of course, cinnamon is good for grounding. It's good for attracting good luck. Good for protection. Get all those little bits in there. Then, I'm incorporating Spanish moss. And this Spanish moss, he collected it for me when we went down to New Orleans. So this is like a real deal Spanish moss. Spanish moss is good for protection, for dispelling negativity. It opens blockages. So, like I said, you know, when we tend to be stuck on the road for too long, that's when our anxiety starts reaching a peak. And so I want his roads to be open, not only, you know, in the physical world, but in the spiritual world. You know, since he travels to and from work, I want all types of opportunities to be open to him if I can break it. And see, that's how you know this is some really good stuff, because I have to tear away at it. Oh, and you can see the seeds. I'm gonna throw that in there too. Spanish moss. It looks like a little bird's nest, but I love it. It has like a, almost like a citrusy smell. Oh, it smells so good. Put that in there too. And you see it's already filling up the bag. It's not too thick, you know. And I like to hang these on the turn signal one. So it's not like obstructing any view. Nobody really sees it. It's on the path, it's on the driver's side. So if you're like an Uber driver or ride with people that aren't necessarily, that don't know what you do, it's a good way to put it in the car so that they don't see it. And if they ask you what it is, you can just be, it's a bag of poopery. If you don't want to explain it too much. I'm trying to get all the little bits in there. Then what I got is I got some salt rocks. I'm gonna put some salt rocks in there. And salt is a good purifier. It's good for purification and for protection. Oh, love it. Then I have sunflower seeds. These are from the sunflowers that I had gotten a couple years ago that I found. They were growing in someone's yard, and it just happened to, they happened to be dying because it was already like October. And they took the sunflowers and they threw them out in the, in the front for the yard waste. And here I go with my hoodie on, and I asked my husband, take me to go get these sunflowers because I need these sunflowers. These sunflowers are bigger than my hands. So these are the sunflowers that I collected off of those, that I harvested off of those. And sunflowers are really good for good luck. So we're gonna throw some good luck in there. Because who knows, maybe when he gets out the car or I get out the car, find some money on the floor. Safe travels. I'm still getting all these little, the dusties. Throw that in there. And then the last herb that I have is calendula. Calendula is really good for protection. It's really good protection from robbers and thieves. So especially with all the carjackings that's been happening within the past 6 to 8 months, we just want to stay protected in that aspect because he does have to ride to the city, and so do I. So there's times where it's just me and the little one, and so I just want to be protected. Oh, it smells so good. Yes. So calendula is really good for protection, like I said, from robbers and thieves. It instills positive outcomes, and it's good for prosperity. I overdid it with the calendula, but I don't care because I love calendula. This is how it's looking so far. So for my crystals, I'm gonna throw some crystals in there. I have a tiger's eye, and tiger's eye is really good for protection, especially when traveling also. So I'm gonna throw one in each. I got nice size ones. These actually, I got them from Galena, which we still have to plan a girls' trip to Galena. I got
Yes.
these at Galena, and it was literally a bag this big, and they fill it up for $5.
Oh, wow.
And I got two of them with just tiger's eye, and they were these sizes. So really pretty. And then my next one is um
Sis, your sister Rebecca said those bags are too cute, Cassie. Make them thick, girl. LOL.
something, right? Make them fat.
Make them thick.
So I'm trying to stuff them. So my next one is amethyst. Amethyst is really good for serenity, peace of the mind. It's kind of like equal to like lavender. Amethyst is like lavender in crystal form. So then I have some citrine, and citrine welcomes abundance, and it just helps you look on the bright side of things. I also have carnelian, and carnelian is good for grounding and to help um, keep you safe. Then I'm gonna throw some rose quartz in there for just for self-love, for confidence. Especially when we're in the car traveling, depending on where we're going, like if we're going to go buy something or like go to an important meeting or a job interview, you want to keep that confidence. I'm throwing some clear quartz chips in there to amplify the energy. And for his, I have an arrowhead. Throw the arrowhead in there. I want to say this is black obsidian. What do you think, sis? I know the
Yeah,
light.
that's black obsidian.
Yeah. So black obsidian is really good for protection. So I'm gonna throw this one in his, and I have seashells that I'm gonna put in mine for the goddess aspect of it. So I have one of these little ones right here, and some of these little gray ones. So throw those in here. I'm gonna throw some in his too. Why not, right? So you can always feel that goddess protection. I'm gonna throw some little white ones in there, little like beigey. Here we go. Now, since mine was I originally made mine with the energy of Oshun. So I have pyrite, so I'm gonna throw some pyrite in mine. And this is a carnelian. I'm gonna throw another rose quartz in there. And then I got some selenite. Let's see if I could break this in half. Probably not. I just keep it in mind. So this is a nice fat bag. Can mix everything up. You're gonna have some fallout, which is fine. Because what I like to do is like I'll gather that fallout and toss it in the car. Like throw it up underneath the rug so it doesn't look so um dirty. Like, ooh, girl, you need to vacuum your car. Here it is. Here's my little Mojo protection travel bag.
I like it.
And then here's his. Let me move his around a little bit, get his stirred up a little bit too. So yeah, I'm gonna put these on my altar, pray over them, you know, activate them, and then hang them in the car. Oh, that's right. And I wanted to put a little bit of essential oil in them. Should we throw some frankincense in there?
Mm.
Yeah, throw frankincense. I love frankincense.
Throw some frankincense in there.
Love me that motherfucker. Frank and myrrh.
I wish I had myrrh. That's the one I don't have is myrrh.
I have to send you. I got like some big ass chunks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There it is. That's my bag.
Nice. I love it.
It's heavy. It's got some weight to it.
Mm-hmm.
Got some weight to it. Yeah. So knot it up 3 times or knot it up one. I'll do it one time. Not one time because, you know, with these bags, they're reusable. So what I'll end up doing is, you know, when it's time to refresh them like I did today, take out all the herbs,
Mm-hmm.
put the crystals to the side, cleanse the crystals again, thank the herbs, and give them back to Mother Nature.
My bad. I was sucking blueberries through my straw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I get scared for a second because I'm like, you ever like suck that
Yeah. Like you're trying to hurry up so you can talk.
Okay. All right. So it is my turn. Let me make me big.
Oh,
Okay.
so good.
All right. So we are going to be making a gree ball. And I already put it all together because it didn't take 24 hours for it to dry because it's I made it with paper mache. This is how I make these, but like I don't make these very often. These I make when it's like you're kind of making like a bomb. So it's like when you really want to do, because this is only going to be good for 3 months, and then after that you break it apart, you know, give whatever is biodegradable to the earth, you know, or however you decide, however you feel you want to do it, offer it to the foot of a tree or bury it. But this is going to be my back to sender slash confuse your enemy gree ball. So I went ahead and made my gree ball with paper mache. I popped my balloon. It takes work to make these, so that's why I'm saying it's like making a bomb. It's not something that I would make all the time, but when you need it, you need it. You got to make it, you know. So I had a balloon. I hate balloons. This is how you know it's like this is fucking dedication. I hate balloons. I hate them because I'm a scared. I'm afraid I'm afraid of them popping. And you know, so I don't like balloons. I don't even like it when little kids play with balloons around me. Like when there's birthday parties and like my nephews and my godbabies, they're like smacking balloons back and forth. I'm like like hoping it don't pop. So I went ahead and I popped my balloon, and it's a perfect empty shell. You can also do this with coconut. Coconut shell, like the coconut, you would empty out the juice and you would use it to stuff your ingredients inside. So you can really fill these mother flowers up. Like you can fill these up, and you can also make your own you know, if you want to make rattles, for divination or anything like that, or when you're calling upon your spirits, you can shake your rattles, because that noise is very it's really good for cleansing, but it's also really good for calling upon good spirits. So I'm going to be stuffing this with ingredients, and it's going to be a lot, but this is the thing, is that don't feel like you guys need all these things, because you don't. You could literally use salt and pepper if you wanted to. You could use cayenne and cinnamon if you wanted to. Just use whatever you have on hand. I just so happen to have like a nice stock. So some of the things that I'm going to be using, like I said, you guys can alter them, or you guys can make it your own. If you want to make a gree ball to bring love into your home, to bring prosperity, to bring, whatever it is that you're wanting, anti-theft or protection from envy, jealousy, you can make this gree ball for whatever you want to put in it. So some of the things that I'm going to be putting, I made I made some white rice with I mixed it with dragon's blood and some rose of Jericho, and also some palm oil. This was from our last workshop that we did, and I love so when I make some ingredients and I do a spell with them, a lot of times if I have anything left from that spell, it gets carried on into my next spell. So it's just a way that I keep using using the things that I make, because that's the thing too, is that you don't want to make a whole big stock of something and then not use it, and then it goes rancid, and then you just wasted, you're wasting materials and you're wasting ingredients. So if you're going to use something and you have leftovers, don't be afraid to add that into another spell that you're going to do, because a lot of times it kind of collaborates with what you're going into next. So this was my blend that I had used for our Rose of Jericho workshop, which is now going to be getting incorporated into my gree ball. So I mix with this mix, I mix the rice in there. I put more dragon's blood to give the rice a little bit more of a reddish brown tinge. And then I'm going to be adding some red brick dust. And you don't need a whole lot of stuff, just a little sprinkle, and that's it. And I'm going to go ahead and just mix this up. I'm using a popsicle stick. You guys can use popsicle sticks for your spoons because they're wood, so it's a good. And then, later on you could use it depending on what you made. Like you could burn this too, because now it has dragon's blood and Rose of Jericho on it and red brick dirt. So you could burn that stick as well if you wanted to. So then I'm going to go ahead and add my oils. I have my fiery wall of protection oil that I had made. I made this a while ago, and it's like really like it's super thick down here, because this is like resins that I put in there. Different resins. I know dragon's blood was one of them. I want to say that I put some myrrh in here as well. So I'm going to add some of this fiery wall of protection. It's very thick. It's really syrupy. It's a really thick oil. And then I'm going to use my pulpo oil. I named it pulpo because pulpo is octopus. Octopus in Spanish. So pulpo like has a bunch of different arms and a bunch of tentacles, and they're really good at creating like distractions. And so when I made this oil, it was for confusing the enemy, but I had imagined like a octopus with all his different arms, like where you can't even look and see what the other hand is doing. So I use this to make like a confusion for the enemy type of oil, because not only do you want to protect and defend from your enemies, but also to distract them and confuse them and throw them off course. And if they're even if you're kind of like doing stuff that you're trying, I mean, there's certain, you don't want to let people know what it is that you're doing when it's has anything to do with like a move or a big purchase or you know, relationship stuff or anything like that. When you let people know those type of things, then you're kind of giving them the ability to be able to interfere with those energies. So using something to confuse people will definitely like keep them guessing is what you want to do. You want to keep them guessing. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix that together. And then this is the fun part because it's kind of like a piñata. You get to stuff all your stuff in there. To stuff your stuff. So let's see if I can try to get it in there without. It's already here. Okay, and then to this, I'm gonna go ahead and add some mandrake root because mandrake is really protective. It's really protective for witches, like especially witches. So I'm gonna add some mandrake in there. Cat's claws. And just discretion for anybody that doesn't like animal parts or anything like that. You guys can go ahead and like not look for right now. I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay, so these are bobcat claws. I'm gonna add 3 of them. You know, because cats are very, you know, they're very protective, like claw your motherfucking eyes out. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these into there. And I'm adding 3. And then I'm telling you, I'm really stuffing this. I'm going to add some snake shedding. And this is like really thick. This is a thick ass snake.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it's a really thick snake. So snakes, what they do is they wrap around their prey and they like squeeze the life out of them. So, you know, again, very protective, but also, you know, when you think about something getting wrapped by a snake, they're coiled up, their arms, their legs, they're bound, you know, they naturally bind. So incorporating it into your defensive workings, back to senders or back to sender, or even with like justice or you know, to protect your home or to protect yourself, you know, adding some snake sheddings. They don't have to be this thick. You could see I just cut like about that much off, you know, because I like to put, I even wrap my black candles with this, and I'll make some snake candles with them. So you don't want to use a whole lot because these things cost money, you know, like this stuff costs money. So then my last ingredient, oh no, second to last, I got one more. I'm gonna put some broken mirror inside of there, because it's very sharp, but it's also reflective. So it reflects that energy back to wherever it's being sent from. And with back to senders, you don't have to know anybody specific, but you will know who it is or who they are if anybody is sending you anything once shit starts falling apart for them, because that is what this is going to do. And even if they know about it, so even if they know what you're doing, what you're putting together, it's still going to have its effect. Especially with some of the things I'm gonna put in here, because I ain't even done yet. So I am going to be using, and I lied, I got 3 more ingredients. I'm going to be using a Low John. This is Low John. Low
Mhm.
John is really good for justice. Like, and I love that with back to senders, I want it to be whatever's justified. What's justifiable by the divine, not by me, because like sometimes we get into our feelings, and when it's a back to sender, we could be sometimes we can get a little petty, and then we might not mean it later on. So when you give it to the universe, you allow the Low John to take its course and do its work. It's going to send whatever is justified. So if somebody's wishing ill on you, or wishing for your um you know whatever to fall apart for you, then you're going to start to see where it is in their life that those things start kind of falling apart for them. And it's justified, because you shouldn't wish bad onto anybody else, because you don't know what that other person's capable of, or what they might have. So these are going to be going into my gree ball. And those are Low John. There's Low John, there's High John, there's Chewing John. There's lots of Johns out there. So make sure that you know which John you're working with, because if this was a High John, it'd be good for conquering, but it's not necessarily what I'm going for. What I'm going for is justice. If what was sent to me was not what I deserved, then you're going to get it back. So it's justified, because I don't want to keep, if there was anything. And that's the thing too, is that I try not to intervene with certain things that take place in life. So a lot of people will say, oh, witch through it, but sometimes you can't really witch through it, because there's some type of a lesson that you need to live it. It's a lesson. It's for you to grow. It's for you to evolve. And if you intervene with that, then it ends up happening again later, but possibly even worse than what it would have been had you had just faced it the first time. So another thing, using that Low John is going to know, is this a life lesson that this person is needing to go through, or is somebody sending something that's not justified? And if it's not justifiable, then it's going back. So incorporating Low John is really good. I definitely recommend getting one, and just keep, even if you don't need it right now, because you never know. Low John works really good for mothers who are having a difficult time getting child support for their children. um Low John also helps for anybody that's trying to apply for any type of financial aid and it's not happening for them. Low John is really good for any type of custody battles or things like that. Like, Low John is really good for anything that deals with justice. So if you're a woman and you're a practicing witch, get you a Low John. Keep it just in case, because you don't know when you might need it. But Low John is really good to have. One of my last ones, I'm gonna be using black tourmaline, because again, black tourmaline is back to sender. It's a mirror, so it reflects any type of negativity, any ill wishes, any if people are gossiping, if they're how do you say, like false flagging you, like if they're making accusations about you, or are you know, hurting your character, telling other people things that are not true. Black tourmaline helps with situations like this. So use you a black tourmaline also with your back to sender. The last one that I'm going to be using is an alum. So this is alum. How do you say it in Spanish? Piedra de alumbre. Okay, so alum stone, and you guys can get this at any mercado or any grocery store where they have like it's mainly like the Latino section, or I don't know if they have it anywhere else, or what they really use it for. I've only used it for brujeria, so I don't know what it's actually sold for. Like,
It's a meat tenderizer.
it's a meat tenderizer.
Mhm.
Oh, see, so I use alum for enemy workings, because it sours the mouth that is talking shit about you. So anybody that's out there talking about you, again, jeopardizing your character, telling people things that are not true, false flagging you, all these things, when they're saying your name, they're literally going to get like a sour taste in their mouth. So I love using alum stone. And again, another thing that you guys could get you a little jar like this, just keep it on you. It's really good for cleansings. If you want to cleanse yourself, you could bring it around your head, the top of your head, all the way down your arms, the back of your legs, your back, the back of your neck, the bottoms of your feet. And then when you burn it on a charcoal disc, you watch it when it's burning on a charcoal disc, and whatever letter you see forms, that's the letter of the first name of the person that was talking shit about you. There you go. You got a little alum brujeria. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this in there as well. And now that is it. That's all my stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead, and it's not over yet with these, because again, these are work. It took work to construct it, took work to stuff it, and it's gonna take work to seal it. And then I have to go ahead and light some candles for it, put it on my altar for a couple days, and say some prayers to my deities, that they bless it and they put their energy into this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hang it at my front door, so that way it can go ahead and do its work. This is going to be good for 3 months. It's got 3 months of life. After that, then break it apart, bury it, or you could leave it at the foot of a tree. But the foot of a tree would be really good, because the foot of a tree, that's representation of Shango, but also the roots of the trees, they're grounded. So what they're going to do is they're going to take all that energy, they're going to put it into the roots, carry that energy into the dirt, into the ground, and then they it converts it into positive energy. So trees know what they're doing. It's one of the reasons why they absorb carbon monoxide, and they release oxygen. So they know what they're doing naturally. So you could just leave it at a foot of a tree, and let nature do its work. So that is it for mine. Does anybody have any questions? Let me see.
That was
Hopefully I
perfect.
talked. Yeah, I was like, hopefully I talked fast enough, because I didn't want to feel like I was like taking too long. I know I had a whole bunch of stuff.
And that's cool because you could paint certain sigils on the outside of that,
Mhm.
and then put like affirmations
Yes,
inside,
yes.
or do like prayers on like the brown paper bag and roll it up and put it in there.
Yeah, you could do that. You could write your even when you're making, because I use moon water from the pink moon.
Mm-hmm.
I use pink moon water that's been charged with rose quartz, and that's what I use to actually make the like that masa, with,
Yeah.
for the paper and stuff.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
it was work, but it's nice and hard, and it's these would even be perfect for making your spiritual rattles, you know. So maybe I shouldn't tell too many people, because that might be a workshop right there. Yeah, so yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, but I really liked that. I really enjoyed it. Not a lot of people have the patience to make these.
Mhm.
So I don't know. If you guys want one, you guys can hit me up. I don't mind making them for you. Um, yeah, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, looks good.
Thank
It
you.
Mm.
does.
Okay. So where are we at in time? We got what, 10 minutes?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, about 10 minutes left. Is there anything that we should discuss when it comes to women's protection for women protection?
I think as women, we have to protect everything around us, all around us, and including um other women.
Mhm,
Your friends, your sisters. You know what I mean? Your
mhm.
mothers, your aunts. Your grandmothers, even when they're not here. Because I think when you seek for protection and you call upon those women who transition, those ancestors who, you know what I mean, are there for you. They're the ones that are, I feel like those are your warriors right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those are the ones that come out with their claws out. So I think it's really important to not only just protect yourself, but protect your surrounding, and other women as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
Yeah, it's important too to carry some type of, like I said, do your spiritual protection, do your, energetic protection, but also like carry, don't be scared to carry something on you, like
Mhm.
a knife or a I went for a knife right away. That's my
Yeah,
go-to is a
something
knife.
sharp.
Yeah, some sharp, a knife. I mean that's why I keep my nails sharp like this, because you just never know. I love how they look, but also these are not just beautiful, but they're a fucking weapon. I will scratch somebody's eyes out. Like I will eye gouge somebody, like you gotta be ready. So I'm like,
Mhm.
well, these they're on me, so yeah, and I don't know, like I pepper spray and tasers, like I had a taser too when I was in Chicago. I had a taser, I had pepper spray. We
Mhm.
had bear spray in the shop. Like I had never heard of bear spray until we got it, but yeah, it's literally like pepper spray for a bear. Like it'll fuck
It's
somebody up.
strong. It's strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But keeping like a bat in the house or something, have something for some type of a protection, because you never know, and we can't really depend on um like how in the movies there's always that damsel in distress, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We can't be that, because you don't always know if there's gonna be a hero around you.
Mhm.
And also not only like security and safety wise, but we got to remember like where we came from. A lot of our ancestors that were women didn't have a voice and didn't have a say,
Yes.
and they're just an everyday life task. They had to do what the husband wanted or what was expected of them. And just us as women now, to protect our voices and protect our movement and to protect the way that we move as
Absolutely.
mothers, as partners, as wives, as business women,
Mhm.
small business women. Who There's a lot of small business women out there,
Yes.
and you have to really think into protecting that,
Yeah, your
because,
space. Yeah.
yeah, because
Yes.
you would have never heard about that 100 years ago. Women were frowned on if they thought that they can be independent and make money on their own, and you needed a man. You needed to be married
Mhm.
off. You needed to be with the man. And
Mhm.
no, we're here to say no, we don't need a man. We
No.
Mm.
want we want a man, or we want a woman, or we want a partner. We want them there.
Uh-huh.
But no, we don't need them.
Do you okay, I love that you say that, sis. Do you feel that, like, when somebody says that they want you but they don't need you, do you feel that people get like that kind of makes people feel like, oh, you don't need me? Like people want to feel needed and not wanted?
Yeah, there are certain people that feel like they need, which is fine, but it's not like what I want to say is like be confident enough in yourself
Mhm.
that you're like, okay, if we were to break up today, I will carry on like I did yesterday when we were together.
Right, like
You
they're
know
a
what I mean?
bonus. They're a
Right.
bonus. They
Yeah.
don't bring you anything that you need, because again, when you do that, like I'm gonna say it for me, when I did it, I was put in a situation where I was stuck. And that's the thing, is that if you don't ever want to be in a place where you feel stuck, then do yourself that service, love yourself enough to have yourself set up, and I don't know, maybe some type of degree or some type of, something, do something with yourself, like just to
Mhm.
have that as just in case.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
if you don't, I went to cosmetology, and I've said it before, the only one that gets his hair done is Louis. He's the only one. So yeah, I went to cosmetology school, and he's the only one that I do hair for. But that's not to say that all of a sudden, I got about 10 people that want to get their hair braided on a regular basis. And I'm in a space where it's like, I could use that. Well, right there, I still have that to fall back on. So,
Yeah.
it's okay to create security for yourself,
Mhm.
and that protect your security,
Mhm.
protect what's gonna save your ass.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
I think with any relationship, you have to go in there 100 because you can't expect the other person. If you're going in 70 and you're expecting that person to give you 30, you know what I mean? You got to be 100 going in there like, I'm going to walk in this relationship having shit. And if it don't work out, I'm going to walk out of this relationship
Mhm.
having shit. And
Mhm.
just as humans, as humans, we have needs. We need that physical touch. We need that emotional stimulation and stuff like that. Like that's perfect to find that in a person, but it's not something that you need to depend on to live your everyday life. You should
Mhm.
give yourself that first, and then receiving that from somebody else is a bonus.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I think it also makes your partner feel like your partner will want you more as well if they don't feel like they're so needed, because
Yeah,
that might be nice in the beginning, but after a while, like I just feel like people like to know that their partner is doing something for themselves too, like they're doing something with their life, you know
yeah.
like, and so yeah. Let me go to the comments and make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, let's see. Claire said she's gonna tell Nagi. Um, she said they coil up when mating too. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, wait, I think I did see a documentary about snakes coiling when they mate.
They do, and they'll be all like a bunch, like 100 of them all together, like just
Dang,
yeah.
friggin' corgis.
The snake
uh,
orgy.
Mm.
uh, Nightwind Face said, "I'm from old generation culture, Indo indoctrinated,
Indoctrinated.
indoctrinated. What's that? Holy shit! What the fuck is indoctrinated? Indoctrinated? What's that? Oh my god!
Indoctrinated. I guess that's like heavily taught.
Mm.
Oh, indoctrinated me to believe that I can't defend myself. Bad habit to break. I taught my daughters to know their power on their own. I know better now. But being handicapped I honestly can't fight off a bully, but I die trying. LOL.
Mm.
I love that she died trying. Like,
Mhm.
that's, I feel like
So
that's,
you gotta give it all.
yeah, I feel like if anybody ever came for me like that, like all they'd have to do is check underneath my nails. Like you will
Uh,
find, you will find some shit under there, because I'm gonna leave behind something. If I'm, there's gonna be some type of a clue. um, yeah, but it's because even too with like with a cane or with a wheelchair, you can put little stash
Yeah.
spots on there.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
I mean, I've seen those pimp canes that they pull it out and it's like a sword and shit,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You
right?
carve, you can carve on it your cane.
Uh-huh.
It's
Make a little
wood.
pointy tip,
Mm-hmm.
a little
Use
pointy,
it
I don't
as a
know.
bat.
Yeah, use it as a bat. Like, fucking hook them by the ankle and rip their
Like,
We're like, we get so into it. Like what, how we could mess somebody up. How could you mess somebody up with a cane? Oh, I got lots of ways. I'll
Like,
pull it around their neck like like
their
back
neck,
in the
yeah.
day when they were being like bad how is it, like bad
Put it around the
entertainment?
show, yeah, and they will hook
Yeah,
that thing around them
like
too.
I do something like that. um she said cane my palo. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I think that is it. What do we have on the agenda? I know, where can we find you tomorrow, Sister Cass?
I will be doing Reflection Friday on Instagram tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll be pulling some tarot and oracle cards to help you reflect back on the week if there's any situation you've come across, just so I can help you gain some clarity and peace of mind for the weekend. It's a donation based reading, so any amount is much appreciated. If you want to come and hang out and chit chat, you're more than welcome. We always have some fun on there. I play some music in the background. We dancing a little bit, and
Nice.
so it's nice. Yeah. So come tomorrow under Cast La Sassy Bruja on Instagram, 6 p.m.
Yes. You guys can go ahead and follow her on Instagram and hit the alerts, the alert thing. There's an alert thing on there I
I think
seen.
so. Yeah.
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 You want to make sure you do that. That way you guys can catch her. And then you guys can find me on Mondays for T4C at House of Spiritual Vibes LLC, where I do Magical Monday, where we kind of get some motivation for the week and see. I have different suggested questions. So some, the suggested questions are different all the time. So I don't know what the question is going to be, but I will post it the day before or the day of T4C, and you guys can find me there on Monday at 5:30, no, 6:30. I'm sorry, I mixed it up with the show at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, that's at House of Spiritual Vibes LLC. And that is it. What do we got do we got workshops? We got something coming up, no?
We got Patreon.
Patreon.
I'm looking for the link so that
Okay.
I can put it up onto the chats down here. So let's see if we can do that.
So we finally got Patreon up, you guys.
Yes,
We
we
do
did.
have a few videos up there.
There's a few videos up there. There are 3 tiers that we do have. Tier 1 is, your everyday chit chat, life, café con leche, cooking, walking, basic stuff. You know what I mean? But of course, we always keep it magical. You know what I mean?
Magical and entertaining.
Very magical, very entertaining, and you know what? Very educational, because you will find educational things. In
Yeah, and
tier,
for that one, we do a video every Sunday. There is an upload, right? That's that
yeah,
one, or is that the second tier?
they'll be in our first tier. You'll catch us 3 just chit chatting it up. You know what I mean? Just bullshitting, shooting the shit. Those are always fun.
Talking shit about
Right.
people. No, just kidding, about people.
About other people.
We're gonna be talking about everybody over there. So if you want to go and talk shit with us,
come on through. And then and even with that, you'll still have personal one-on-one times with us too. You know what I mean? And we're able to show you now, a different side aside from what we do here on every Thursday. And then on tier 2 is our 2020 workshops. And those workshops you do not want to miss. There's so many good workshops that we did on 2020. Man, it was good. And then our tier 3 is actually where we will be having our workshops with the Sip and Spell, with the Latina Sanderson sisters. And with that with tier 3, you will get a side of what we do as well. We do show our DIYs here for sure, but in that tier 3, along with our workshops, you will see more of the craft being worked, brujeria being worked, magic being worked, things like that, So
yeah, they'll be able to see the behind the scenes. Like once our workshops are done, we'll upload videos of afterwards, like a week or something. And I guess we could like video chat about how, or record ourselves about our experiences
Right.
with the spells, and you get the benefits of all the other tiers in the third tier.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you get a
Mhm.
lot.
You
Yeah,
get it's not only the workshops, it's the aftermath of the workshops, and you
the
know,
past workshops
and
and
simple, maybe just simple, simple spells that we just do on the side too, that you'll get on that third tier. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited for Patreon.
we're still
Yes.
tweaking it, so be patient with us, please. But uh, but yeah, it's coming along together really well, and
Hmm.
really excited.
Yeah, very.
Okay.
I ended up putting the search, what do they call it?
And then,
Like when you forward slash whatever, whatever. So it's
Link.
Patreon. Yeah, yeah, the search link or whatever.
Hmm.
So it's patreon.com/ sip underscore capital N underscore spell. So it's in the chats right now.
Oh, it's in the chats?
mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah,
for everybody that's watching the chats, our Patreon link is going to be right there in the chats. You guys can take a screenshot of it, or I don't know if you can click it.
yeah.
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
definitely check out our Patreon because yeah, you're gonna get a whole bunch of good stuff over there. Um, let's see. I do have two events coming up, June, July. And then the Witches Ball, which the tickets are going to be posted up by next week. So you guys can start getting your Witches Ball tickets by next week. I don't have a day finalized yet, but it's going to be up by next week. So you guys will all be able to purchase your tickets there for the Witches Ball. It is going to be in Schiller Park at the Comfort Suites O'Hare. And the craft is the theme of it. Oh, the craft. Look at, I'm wearing a craft shirt
Yeah.
today. It's the theme of it. But it's not so much the craft as in the movie, it's the craft as in witchcraft, the craft, what the craft really is. I mean, the craft was, yeah, it was a really good movie, but it's really the craft of what it is that we practice as witches, or spiritualists, or metaphysical practitioners. But that's pretty much it for the theme. So whatever you feel is matches what it is that you do, the type of magic that you do, or your roots of your people, or whatever, however it is that you want to come dressed. If you want to come dressed as your deity, if you want to come dressed as a dragon, a mythical creature, whatever, a crystal, come dressed however you want. Use whatever as your inspiration. Use your craft as your inspiration. And that's going to be the theme for the Witches Ball. And I am going to have vendors there as well. So it's another reason of why it's being called the craft, because it's going to be a Witches Ball / witchcraft expo somewhat.
Mhm. So,
um yeah, so I'm excited about that. So those are things to look forward to. And
And
that
our
is
witch miss, our witch
our
miss.
witch miss as well. Yeah, our witch miss.
should we
That's
say a
gonna be
theme or
exciting.
should we keep that a hush hush?
I don't mind saying the theme. Do we
Yeah.
did we put it out there already? I thought we put it out. No, we didn't
No, no,
know.
no,
Oh,
no.
we
It's
talked
not
about
a
it amongst ourselves.
because that is something that it's in the works. It's in the making as far
Uh-huh.
as like how to construct the night. It's gonna be a dope night. It is still a secret Santa. And we're gonna do this to where everybody does get their package on time, and everybody has, so we could open up our gifts amongst us all. So if you're
Yes.
not able to do the witches ball, you are still more than welcome to join into the Christmas Witchmas that we this would be our second year doing it.
Yeah. And it's a virtual event. So you
Virtual
guys can
event.
be
Yeah.
anywhere and join us.
Yeah.
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 So with this event, it is our ugly Witchmas slumber party.
Yes.
Can't wait. We're gonna have some ugly pajamas, Christmas
Uh-huh.
pajamas.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. I like
It's
that
gonna
one.
be fun. Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
So
And then
those
we're gonna have
details.
games and like, little contests and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
the
And then our
games are really
Secret
fun.
Santa. Yeah, so it's gonna be so
Good
much fun.
game. We have a good amount. We have good ideas that we have out there for, like, for games. So it's gonna be fun. It is, we did this because, when COVID came, it was just like everybody had to stay home, and but
My witch's ball
yeah,
got
I
canceled.
know.
Like
it was
That was
good
sad.
because we
it
got
was it was sad, but look at the
Mm.
fucking thing that happened because of
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we're going back into having a witches ball, but now we have another event that we can even celebrate after like October,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's a lot of
It's like
fun. We
a
keep it.
tradition.
Yeah, it's a new tradition, and we're gonna keep it going, and I'm so excited. Like, so I'm really grateful the things that 2020 brought us to be able to do, and the challenges it took us to, because now it's like, we're getting back into somewhat of a normal, but yet we also have all these things that we learned during 2020 to bring with us.
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tradition that we're gonna carry on, and I'm so excited. Every year it's gonna be something different.
Hmm.
But as far
Yeah,
as the witch miss, everyone loved it, so they were like, "Keep it, let's do this again."
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna keep doing the
we're
witch
gonna
miss.
do it again. So those details will be coming out soon, and of course, when they do come out and everything's nice, finalized, our I's are dotted, our T's
Mhm.
are crossed. We'll be
Chickens
announced.
are hatched.
That's right. We got to sit on the egg. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we
Like,
got on the egg. We got warm that motherfucker
that's
up.
right. Hmm. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So that's it then, you guys. That we are at our time. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me make sure that we didn't miss anybody in the comments before we head out. Blessings to you, Claude. Irish Claude, I believe. Um, okay. Yeah, you everyone's just saying thank you for the show.
Yeah.
You guys are very welcome.
Aw.
So that is it, you guys. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you guys for your continued love and support. We will see you guys next Thursday. And if you guys would like to stay up to date with the topics we are going to be discussing on our Thursday, you guys can find that information at House of Spiritual Vibes Radio. Make sure you like and follow. Make sure you hit the like button on this video so we can keep continuing to give you guys content so that you guys can be watching, learning, entertained, whatever it is that we do for you. Just make sure you hit that thumb, and we will see you guys at the next video. Divine blessings to you today, tomorrow, and always. Ache. Good night, you guys. Bye.